Welcome back to 100 Days of Nice. This video is for you high achievers that know it is important for you to enjoying the journey and redirecting your attention to the process. The nurturing self talk of the day was slow and steady wins the race. The integrity practice was doing a little bit at a time, and then when I had an energy surge, to do a little bit more. The compassion practice for myself for that day was remembering transitions are taxing, and your commitment and persistence to the journey will get you there. The E, the emotional intelligence, I was feeling all kinds of impatience. I was just wanting to hurry up and get it done. I just wanted it to be over. I wanted it to be finished. I was trying to just binge, just do as much as I could until I burnt out because I wanted the task or project completed. And so when we're impatient that way and when we overwork ourselves in that way and we're burnt out, our anxiety levels go up, our stress levels go up, just our mental health takes a downturn, our ability to experience joy and purpose in what we're doing is sabotaged by just trying to hurry up and get to the next marker. And so I knew I needed to do emotional intelligence with this because it was having a negative impact on me. So this is the writing exercise that helped me get from impatient to assured. So it says, ground yourself in the now, in the present, and focus on process and squeezing every bonus point and bonus experience out of this journey as you can, instead of trying to rush to get to the finish line as fast as possible, because that's what I was doing. And myself and a lot of the people that I end up attracting as clients are people who have strive written in our DNA. Like no matter what finish line we cross, no matter what position we obtain, no matter what title we receive, no matter what letters we add to the end of our name, we're always going to redirect our attention to what's next. That forward progression helps us feel alive and it helps us feel active. But when it's not practiced in moderation, when it's not balanced, it has a negative impact on our mental health. So those of you who can relate, those of you high achievers out there, it's important. It was important for myself, and I just want to offer this as a suggestion to you because it may be helpful to you. Instead of trying to fight against it, just acknowledge yeah, that's just how I am. I remember it hit me when I lived in Hawaii a few years ago, and I remember I was visiting the local beach for the first time, and it was one of the beaches where there was a lot of rocks and hills and things like that along the beach line. So then I saw that there was a little curve on the horizon, and I was like, I wonder what the view looks like from over there. So then I walked to that position and I was like, wow, this looks really nice. But look, there was another point in the horizon where I couldn't see past. I was like, let me make it to that marker over there. So then I went there, but then once I got there, I saw somewhere else and I was like, oh, let me see what it looks like over there. So I ended up walking miles before I was like, oh, I'm tired. It's time to go back home. And by that time, I was already tired. I was already burnt out, but I still had to do all that because I still had to get back home. So the walk back home, although it was very beautiful, it was very painful because I was just obsessively focusing on the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So acceptance of that means knowing as soon as you get there, you already know you're gonna put your eyes on the next prize or set your eyes for the next thing. So instead, enjoy the journey there, enjoy the process there, And that is what is going to allow you to enjoy life more. You're always going to keep on going. You're always going to be walking. You're always going to be achieving something else. And the point is to enjoy that process. So that's also part of what I was writing. We need to learn how to enjoy the journey more and focus more on the process, and the objective being the process and less the goal or the outcome. Because I noticed for myself, when my goal was the outcome, then I'm just trying to meet that goal as fast as humanly possible. So I'm just like going and going, going until I get that goal. But when I redirect my attention to having it be less about the outcome, because that outcome is going to be replaced by something else as soon as it's achieved. And I know I'm going to get it because that's just how I am. I'm going to get it. I'm going to make that outcome happen. But the objective isn't the outcome. The objective is more the process, because that process of attaining, that process of embodying, that process of achieving, that is what I enjoy. And so when I allow myself to be at peace with that and explore how can I allow this process of achieving to be even more pleasurable, then that is where we can create so much more ease and fulfillment in our lives. So, one metaphor I like to use with this is some video games and arcade games that if you allow yourself to take a slight detour, or if you allow your avatar in the game to jump just a little bit higher, then you could cash in on the bonus points or coins or jewels that are, in the arena. And so I like to apply that to life as well. If we focus on the process, on where we are right now, and just soaking up all of the richness in this particular state, allowing ourselves to experience pleasure, joy, playfulness exactly where we are now, it allows the process itself to be empowering and rejuvenating and playful and enjoyable. Because the reality is, once we get to that outcome, we're not like the type of people that are going to stay stagnant. We're going to replace that outcome, that goal, that objective with another one. So it's about just learning that it's really about the process for us. That's what kind of gives us that, just that being in that state of drive. We enjoy that. And it's important for us to learn how to do that in a way that satisfies and fulfills our well-being, and not in a way that drives us to the brink, because we lose ourselves there. So I now, as of then, but I'm still practicing this now. I'm now focused on collecting all the bonus jewels, all the bonus points available to me right here, where I am right now. And this space is a much better space to be in than obsessively neglecting my now, chasing an objective that I'm inevitably going to replace with another one as soon as I get there, because I'm going to see what else is possible and I'm going to want to go towards that. And so, yes, where I am right now is not where I want to stay. Yes, I am going to want to progress to another state. And yes, I allow myself to feel playful, joyful appreciation and peace in every step along the way, and especially in the one we're in right now. So there are going to be struggles and frustrations, and we can allow ourselves to still appreciate the journey. And that's so important, especially if you identify as someone who's very driven and who's a high achiever. We're going to keep on going until we can't anymore. So remember that that's the point for us. It really is about the process and allowing ourselves to experience pleasure in the process. So the whole suffer now, play later adage, it doesn't work for people like us, because later never comes. Like, later we just replace it with something else. So it's important for us to learn how to play throughout the process and find pleasure in the process. And that is where we are able to experience a little bit more balance and health for ourselves. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Be nice to yourself and allow your compassion to overflow into others.